Pioneer fans, Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse is live and on the air. We are live from the Michigan Lacrosse Stadium, where it is the second of two games. The Pioneer men just won their game versus Huron 11-3, and now the Pioneer women's varsity lacrosse team takes on the Eisenhower Eagles. Pioneer women's lacrosse is 6-6 on the season, but out of the last 5 games, they have won 4. They've won 5 out of the last 7. As back on the 17th, they beat Canton 15-0. Lost to Northville 16-7 on the 18th. Then on the 17th of April, they beat Mattawan by a goal 10-7. On the 24th, Pioneer beat Saline 15-8. On the 26th, Pioneer blanked Temperance Bedford 15-0. On the 28th, Heartland beat Pioneer 17-2. And then Pioneer with a 1-goal win on the first versus Dexter 12-11. Eisenhower is 6-7. They started off with a loss to Rochester Adams. They beat Notre Dame Prep 19-4. They had a one goal loss to Divine Child 11-10 back on March 28th. On the 13th of April, they beat Oxford 12-6. They beat Brighton 17-5. They had 4 losses, one to Troy, one to Livonia Stevenson, one to Birmingham Seaholm, and one to Clinton Township Chippewa Valley for a 4-game losing streak. But then they came back and have won 4 out of their last 3. So both of these teams are trending up as Eisenhower beat Rochester Stony Creek 14-8. They beat Grosse Pointe South 12-10, that on the 28th. On the 1st, they beat Troy Athens 14-9. And then on the 3rd, they beat Novi by a score of 10-9. As both of these squads getting ready to go. As Pioneer out in their white jerseys, they have Pioneer in black lettering on the front, the numbers on the front and on the back in dark purple with the white skirts. As Huffman between the pipes as we're getting ready. Eisenhower looks like they're going to be in blue jerseys. As everyone getting ready, counting down 26 seconds to go. As we welcome you, the admission is free. If you can make it, come on down. We'd love to see you here. They have concessions, and it is a gorgeous lacrosse stadium. If you haven't had a chance to come on down, watch either of the Michigan teams play, check that out. Speaking of which, in the 4th, it is Northwestern 13, Michigan 10, with 10:45 left to go in the quarterfinals of the Big Ten semifinal tournament. The officials at the scorers table. 25 minutes up on the clock. As Pioneer heads towards the sideline, they get all the lacrosse balls out of the goal. So I'm not sure. I don't believe they've done stick checks yet, so we'll have that. As Eisenhower, the Eagles, huddled up to our left. Pioneer gathered around the sideline to our right. Now the captain's meeting right in front of the scorer's table. Out there for Pioneer is Kenzie, as well as Polino and Daly. And Eisenhower in their warm-up, so I can't see the numbers. Let's play a couple messages from the MHSAA, or actually, let's talk about the sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. That includes Iris Dry Cleaning, at 409 Fitness, Whitcomb Farms LLC, Finn's Insurance, Crazy Wisdom Publications, Shirley Reddick, State Farm Insurance, Orange Theory Fitness, Kevin Devine Real Estate, Ann Arbor Rug and Carpet Cleaning, Palgon Tea, Hesselberg Chiropractics, Heidi Cucharellis Insurance, Anderson Paint Company, Ann Arbor Smiles, Stadium Hardware, Steve Service, Felix Rudberg of Real Estate One, Pierce Sterling and Egan and Daniels, Mathnasium, Blue Line Fitness, Steeper and Burst Orthodontics, Bank of Ann Arbor, The Right Touch, Burns Park Orthodontics, and BB Nails Salon. And just a quick couple messages from the MHSAA. We will be right back.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the Health and Safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
We'll turn it over to the public address announcer now after 6 sets have been completed.
For tonight's starting lineup.
For Eisenhower Eagles, we have number 2, Alexis Elias. Number 3, Nadia Ravolo. Number 5, Kiata Bertucci. Number 6, Lexi Kozlikevich. Number 7, Lily Tanous. Number 8, Ellie Dunn. Number 9, Miranda Hunter. Number 10, Reagan Gusdile. Number 11, Victoria Rios. Number 12, Soren Werbecki. Number 13, Liliana Afram. Number 14, Vanessa Tanous. Number 15, Caitlin Gray. Number 16, Lena Sturza. Number 17, Rachel Rayner. Number 18, Samantha Greenwood. Number 19, Aileen Santana. Number 20, Alexis Gray. Number 21, Olivia McHugh. Number 22, Jennifer McQuethy. Number 23, Caitlin Drake. Number 24, Hadley Bills. Number 25, Leah Yancey. Number 26, Lexi Heratis. And number 27, Grace Cardamone. Led by our head coach, Desiree Messina. Assistant coach, Lena Caravelli. Assistant coach, Kendra Nolan.
And now for the Pioneers. Number 1, Ellie Malloy. Number 3, Sophie Miranda. Number 4, Lizzie Kinsey. Number 5, Grace Grabowski. Number 7, Adriana Kennedy. Number 10, Claire Kim. Number 11, Gigi Polino. Number 12, Cindy Schwed. Number 14, Lily Wickham. Number 15, Sophia Jimenez. Number 16, Evie Lamb. Number 20, Victoria Joke. Number 21, Bella Cole. Number 23, Vivian Akatana Luna. Number 34, Lizzie Daly. Number 97, Caitlin Grice. Number 52, Sarah Huffman. Program assistants are Claire and Haley. Pioneers coach, where our main man's at. Now please rise if you are able for the playing of the national anthem.
We're getting ready to go here at the Michigan Lacrosse Stadium, where it is your Pioneer women's varsity lacrosse team taking on the Eisenhower Eagles. Pioneer again in those white jerseys, as the Eagles are in a very similar to a skyline blue jerseys with the numbers in white on the front and on the back. Eisenhower in block lettering across the front. Eagles and the back towards the bottom. As Eisenhower and Pioneer both in the huddle and breaking the huddle. Last moment instructions from the coaching staff, 25 minutes up on the clock. Both squads have had some good winning streaks and have won a number of games recently. Pioneer 6-6, Eisenhower 6-7. Looks to be a good matchup as Shui comes in to take the draw. On the other side is McWethy. Near side, the draw control circle is Kinsey with Rayner. On the far side is Grabowski, and can't quite see the number there. So we're ready to get underway. Ball set right at the block hem between the two crosses. Pioneer going from right to left here in the first. Ball set. Here's the whistle that popped, and Grabowski grabs it out of midair. Grabowski over midfield. Grabowski heads down towards the offensive zone. Grabowski cuts towards the middle of the field, lofts it over. Head over to Kinsey. Kinsey works her way around the 12-meter fan. Kinsey gets inside. Now goes to the goal line extended. Kinsey right up above the goal line extended. Spins out inside the 8-meter arc. Trying to get it. Cole provided a screen for Kinsey. Gets it over to Cole. Cole centered up on the 12-meter fan. Cole into the 8-meter arc. Shot and a save. Good save out there by the goaltender. That would be Yancey for Eisenhower. A ball on the near wing in the midfield area. Grabowski trying to rake it up. Paulino trying to get to that. Also battling down there is Rios. And that grab coming ahead, Miranda. Miranda comes in the near wing. Miranda races inside the 8-meter arc. Miranda steps back out around the 12-meter fan, gets that back over to Cole. Cole coming along and comes down the far side, goes underneath the goal line extended. Cole floats it up over the goal. That comes all the way back over to Jimenez. Jimenez coming towards the far wing. Jimenez gets a screen from Paulino, goes back behind the goal. Jimenez gets it over to Cole on the near wing. Cole goes above the goal line extended. Cole gets it back to Kinsey. Kinsey outside the 12-meter fan. Kinsey tries to make her way inside the 8-meter arc. Spinning with it. That ball lifted up high, loose, and grabbing it. Good job to grab that in the crease. Yancey fires it ahead. Ball in the midfield area. Ground ball cause. Battling back there is Rivolo trying to pull that away. Jimenez in there as well, and that is going to go over to Eisenhower. 23 minutes, 6 seconds left to go in a scoreless first so far here at Michigan's Lacrosse Stadium. Bringing ahead is Dunn. Dunn has it taken away. Coming in Grabowski. Grabowski weaving past defenders. Steps back on the 8-meter arc on the near wing. Gets inside. Grabowski. That ball loose, and that is going to be a penalty. We will have a free position here as Grabowski comes over on the first hash on the right. Back behind her is Bertucci. Over to her left is Drake. Grabowski waiting for the whistle. Grabowski launches it over, coming in, shot, and a score by Cole. As Cole fires it in from Grabowski, Pioneer scores first. That at 22-17. As we come out for the draw, Shaway in to take the draw versus McWethy. And on the near side of the draw control circle is Kinsey and Rayner. Grabowski on the far side of the draw control circle. Ball set between the crosses. That ball popped up, trying to get it. Grabowski pulls it out of midair, as that was Rios on the other side of the draw control circle for Eisenhower. Trying to get to Kinsey. That a little high, but she gets it on a bounce. Kinsey weaves her way between three defenders. Kinsey spins with it, coming down in the offensive zone. Gets inside the 8-meter arc. Kinsey with a shot and a score! Kinsey puts it in, and Pioneer up 2-0 at 21-56. Pioneer with the early 2-goal lead. Stick taps, cross taps all around.
Pioneer goal by number 4, Lizzie Kinsey.
Chouet again in to take the draw. This time in to take the draw for Eisenhower, it is Kosakevich, excuse me. Ball set between the crosses. Pioneer up 2-0, 21-56. Chouet pops it up. That grabbed by McWethy. McWethy brings it ahead. Over Dunn had it. Pulled away by Daly. Daly gets it over to Chouet. Chouet spins with it. Gets over midfield. Chouet trying to get past a number of different defenders. Chouet comes back, center circle, flips it on a bounce over to Grabowski. Grabowski spinning as pressure there by McWethy. That is going to be Pioneer ball as that's sent down on the near sideline to Kinsey. Kinsey works her way towards the center of the field, working her way around the 12-meter fan. Kinsey moves it over on the far wing to Cole. Now Grabowski coming in, spinning inside the 8-meter arc. Grabowski comes in, shot that just in, and a goal by Grabowski. Pioneer starts off with a 3-goal run, that at 21:07.
Pioneer goal by number 5, Grace Grabowski.
Timeout call by Eisenhower. We'll take it with them and play a little push on. And we'll be right back here from the Michigan Lacrosse Field. It is Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. out in the Big Ten tournament semifinals, unfortunately, with 12.5 seconds left to go, Northwestern with a 18-11 lead over Michigan. Earlier today, it was the Pioneer men playing Huron here at the Michigan Lacrosse Stadium. Pioneer won that one 11-3 over Huron. They have the number one seed in the SEC Red all alone. As beautiful sight, you can see the moon just to the left of one of the right light poles raising as the sun starts to lower behind the stadium. And what a gorgeous sight out there. Beautiful tree-laden Ann Arbor down at in our vista. Both squads gathered around Eisenhower trying to make some adjustments, stop this 3-goal run for Pioneer. Pioneer looking to pour it on and get as much distance as they can. As Pioneer breaks the huddle. Like Chouet heads out to take the draw. Grabowski to the right, Kinsey to the left of the center circle. Kosakevich comes in to take the draw. On the right-hand side is McWethy for Eisenhower. On the left-hand side is Raynard. Ball set between the crosses. As we get ready to go, 21:07 left to go here in the first. 3-0, Pioneer with the lead. McWethy trying to rake up that ball. Chouet has it. Chouet heads down towards the restraining line. Chouet into the offensive zone. Chouet comes down on the near wing. Now, even with the goal, Chouet goes underneath the goal line extended. Chouet above the goal line extended on the far wing coming in. Chouet with the shot. And Chouet, that was saved. Good save by Yancey. Yancey launches it over on the near wing. Trying to grab it down there is Horatis. And coming away with it is Miranda. Miranda working her way around the 12-meter fan inside the 8-meter arc, center up. That shot knocked down by Yancey. Whistle. Miranda is going to have it on the 8-meter arc. Miranda is going to have it on the left center hash on the 8-meter arc. Just to her left is Rivolo. Waiting for the whistle on this free position. Miranda comes in. Shot. Oh, just goes to the near side. That is raked up back behind. Sent ahead. Now coming down is Rios. Rios racing down the near side of the field. Fired ahead. Here comes Werbecki. Werbecki into the offensive zone. Werbecki racing. Makes her way in the 12-meter fan. That ball loose. Trying to get to it is Greenwood. Raked up by Pioneer. Kinsey fires it ahead. Chouet in the midfield area. Chouet comes over midfield. Chouet heads down into the offensive zone. Chouet now races inside the 12-meter fan. Inside the 8-meter arc. Chouet comes in. Chouet with a shot and a goal. Pioneer makes it a 4-goal run as Chouet puts it in at 19-15. Indeed, Chouet with the goal at 19-15.
Pioneer goal by number 12, Cindy Chouet.
As again, Northwestern wins the game versus Michigan 18-11. They advance to the Big Ten Women's Lacrosse Championship on Saturday. They will play the winner of Maryland Rutgers. As otherwise, a very good year for the Michigan women's lacrosse team. Chouet in there to take the draw versus Kosakevich. 19-15 left to go. That ball over. Racing over to get it is Grabowski. Grabowski trying to rake it up. That grabbed as pulling away with it is McWethy. McWethy. Now coming down the near wing, McWethy gets it over to Kosakevich. Kosakevich trying to make her way out towards the 12-meter fan. Kosakevich on the near wing. Kosakevich flips it over to McWethy. McWethy trying to work against Cole. McWethy comes down towards the goal line extended. McWethy stops right at the 12-meter fan. Now fires it underneath the goal line extended. As fires it over to Kosakevich. Kosakevich comes down the end line from the near side of the far side, steps out on the end line. That will be Pioneer ball. Daly launches it ahead on a bounce. That comes over as Jimenez trying to rake it up. Jimenez has it. Jimenez coming down the far sideline. Jimenez walled off. That goes out the far sideline. Again, if you watch the men's game, a little wider field, little longer field here for women's lacrosse. As that is going to be Eisenhower's ball coming up, working their way in. That ball out centered up, as that is Kosakevich with it. Kosakevich sends it as McWethy trying to make a move in. Whistle blown as McWethy will have it on the first hash on the left. As Whitcomb back behind her. McWethy waiting for the whistle, comes in, shot and a save by Huffman. Ground ball raked up at 17-18 as coming ahead, Grabowski loses it. That ground ball raked up by McWethy. McWethy has it on a bounce now on the near sideline. McWethy fires it over to Kosakevich. Kosakevich has it poked away from behind by Grabowski, coming ahead with it. Here comes Pioneer racing down the field over midfield. I believe that's Cole. It is. Cole makes her way onto the offensive zone. Cole inside the 12-meter fan. That ball lost. Ground ball raked up over on the far wing trying to get to it. That was Rivolo. Whistle. That is going to go over to Eisenhower. As Rivolo has it. Rivolo gets it back to Yancey. Yancey in her crease. Yancey launches it out, getting it over to Horatis. Horatis over on the far wing. That grab coming ahead with that is Guzdow. Guzdow into the offensive zone. Guzdow be working against Kinsey. Whitcomb over there. Watch her as well. Guzdow comes close to the goal line extended now, flips it back over. That over to Tenus. Tenus works her way inside the 12-meter fan. Out. Just outside the 12-meter fan is Kosakevich. Kosakevich. It's inside the 12-meter fan now, back out. And flipped back over to Guzdow. Guzdow. Or excuse me, that was Sturza. Sturza. Back behind with it is Rios. Rios goes back behind the goal, flipping it over. As Rivolo with that over on the near wing. Shot goes just wide. Pulling it back. Rios. Now out there. Guzdow has it. That raked up by Kosakevich. Kosakevich steps back towards the restraining line. Kosakevich now trying to come. Walled off by Cole and Kinsey. Kosakevich right at the restraining line. Ball loose. 14:58 left to go. As Kosakevich went to have it, whistles blown. Now Kosakevich moves it over on the near wing to Greenwood. Greenwood coming from the near side to the far side, just inside the restraining line. Greenwood has that knocked down. As they're going to say that that was a halo infraction, that is going to stay Greenwood's ball just on the edge of the 12-meter fan with 14:25 left to go. Pioneer up 4-0. Pass over on the far side, trying to get to Guzdow. She rakes it up on the far wing. Kinsey watching her. That gets right back over to Tenus. Tenus trying to spin, work her way into the 12-meter fan. Tenus launches it over to Kosakevich. Kosakevich working her way around the 12-meter arc. Kosakevich goes underneath the goal line extended. Daly watching her. Kosakevich from the near side to the far side, back behind the goal line extended. Kosakevich on that far wing. Daly continuing to provide pressure, trying to get it over to Gustau. That rolls out to the restraining line. Trying to pull it is Jimenez. That grabbed out of midair. Here comes Kenzie for Pioneer. Pioneer up 4-0, 13:35 left to go here in the first. Fired ahead to Kinsey. That rolls down, trying to rake it up down there. Whistle. That is going to go over to Eisenhower. As that is going to be back to News, has it in their own defensive zone. Moved over on the far side to Gustau. Gustau working against Jimenez, coming down the far sideline. Gustau loses it, raking it up. Kennedy trying to get to it. Battle for the ground ball. That will be Pioneer ball. 13 minutes even left to go here in the first. 4-0 Pioneer with the lead and the ball. Kennedy loses it, races over to get it before it goes out the end line. Ball won't settle down as she tries to rake it up. Kennedy being watched back there by Ephraim. Kennedy launches it up high, and trying to get to that was Jimenez. There's a whistle. 12:33 left to go here in the first. Jimenez will have it on the first hash on the right for the free position, as they will have the, looks like that'll be Caitlin Gray will go behind Jimenez, Caitlin Gray who committed the infraction. Waiting for the whistle. Here comes Jimenez. Jimenez steps to the right, bounce shot, and puts it in. Jimenez makes it a 5-0 lead for Pioneer, and Pioneer keeps the 5-goal run going at 11:59. As 15, indeed, Jimenez, who scored.
Pioneer goal by number 15, Sophia Jimenez.
Chouet in to take the draw. On the other side is Sturza. Kinsey on the near wing, joined there by Rayner. On the far wing is McWethy with Grabowski. Set right on the block A. Ball set between the backs of the crosses. Popped up. Chouet trying to get it out of midair. That ball loose. Grabowski pops it up. Grabowski trying to track it down. Grabowski rolls it back, and she nope, can't quite get it. Popped up now. Chouet trying to get to it. That ball being pesky. Chouet has it. Chouet heads over midfield. Chouet gets it over to Grabowski. Over the restraining line, coming down the far wing. Grabowski working against Ephraim. Grabowski cuts down right in front of the goal. Shot that just goes to the near side. Run out by Eisenhower. Closest to it was Rivolo. She'll have that ball as 11:20 left to go here in the first. 5-0 Pioneer with the lead. Rivolo back behind her old goal, gets it to Yancey. Yancey looking ahead for a place to go with it. Yancey just outside of her crease, launches it on the near wing, just over the head of Horatis. It goes out the near wing, the near sideline. Paulino will have it there for Pioneer. Paulino working against number 11, Rios. Paulino comes in the near wing. Paulino cuts inside the 12-meter fan, working her way around the 8-meter arc. Paulino steps back outside the 12-meter fan. Paulino loses the ball, gets it back. Paulino being watched down there by Rivolo. Paulino comes back towards the restraining line. There's going to be a whistle. Paulino self-starts. And at the 12-meter fan, launches it up ahead. Chouet trying to get it. Chouet pops it up, has it on the far wing. Chouet comes towards the center of the field. Chouet launches it underneath in. And, couldn't quite corral that was Paulino. Deep in the 8-meter arc. Launched by Yancey down on the near side of the field. Keeping it in, coming ahead with it is Werbecki. Werbecki into the offensive zone. Werbecki trying to get it over to Dunn. Dunn chasing it. Battle for it. Kinsey trying to get to it. Whistle blown. That is going to be Eisenhower's ball. as flipped over by Reynard on the far wing. Trying to make her way over Sturza on the far wing. It's that back over, stolen away. Here comes Pioneer racing ahead over midfield, coming down as that is Miranda with it. Miranda cuts to the far wing. Miranda inside the 8-meter arc. Now goes underneath the goal line extended, but a whistle blown. 9:20 left to go here in the first, 5-0. Pioneer with the lead. Well, in 2 days at 7 o'clock, that would be 5-0 as we'll have the first AFC Ann Arbor game for you. That'll actually be on 11 Sports, but from Pioneer at 7 p.m. Coming in, launched over to Grabowski. That just off the tip of her cross. Polino rakes it up. Polino coming down in along the end line. Polino cuts in front over the goal line extended. Polino launches it back, trying to get it over to Luna. And ball loose, trying to rake it up over on that far wing is Sturza. Still loose on a hop. Jimenez trying to get to it. And pulled away. Jimenez, and that will go over to Eisenhower. As I believe Santana will start off with it on that far sideline. Santana double team, gets that ball back, running down the far sideline. Santana has Cole and Miranda in front of her, feeds that back over to Rios. Rios moves it ahead, that picked up by Daly for Pioneer. Daly over the restraining line, coming down the far wing. Daly races down, now cuts towards the crease. Daly goes underneath the goal line, extended from the far side to the near side. Daly launches it right in front to Grabowski with the shot off the crossbar. That rolls back towards the restraining line. Raking it up, Jimenez. Jimenez as to start the offense again, trying to fire it in front. Ground ball, racing over to get it, trying to grab that is Radis. Now Eisenhower with it, gets it over to Yancey. Yancey is on the far side of her crease. She launches that ahead, trying to move it over to Reinhardt. Cole battling Reinhardt for it. That raked up by Polina, who came in and scooped it up. Polina. And along the 12-meter fan, out in front to Grabowski, and a shot that just goes wide. That run out, that will be Eisenhower's ball. 7:10 left to go. Here in the first, Pioneer up 5-0. Yancey has it in her crease. Yancey launches it all the way. Trying to grab that is Tenus. Tenus over midfield. Tenus into the offensive zone. Tenus racing ahead. Tenus into the 8-meter arc. Tenus back. Whistle. As Tenus will have that just on the, I think they'll have a restart on the 12-meter fan. As Malloy back behind her, racing ahead, coming in. And that score is by McWethy, number 22 of Eisenhower. It's Eisenhower on the board. And it's 6-12. So McWethy puts it in to stop a 5-goal run for Pioneer. Indeed, 22, McWethy.
Eisenhower goal by number 22, Jennifer McWethy.
Chouet gets set for the draw with 6:12 left to go here in the first. Eisenhower gets it down to a 4-goal lead for Pioneer. Kosakevich in to take the draw. As Kenzie on the near wing, joined over there by Greenwood. On the far wood is McWethy. Kenzie on the right-hand side of the draw control circle. Grabowski on the left of the center circle. Chouet and Kosakevich set for the draw. Ball popped up, and they're going to call that a draw infraction. That is going to go over to Pioneer as Chouet will have it on the near wing. Shui goes over midfield. Shui launches it ahead. Kinsey with it. Kinsey gets over the restraining line. Kinsey racing down. She gets in the 12-meter fan inside the 8-meter arc. Now steps back. Kinsey lofts it over to Cole. Cole coming on the far wing. Cole steps back outside the 12-meter fan on that far wing. Gets it over to Kinsey. Kinsey centered up. Back over to Cole. That off the tip of her cross, but she gets it back. Cole coming from the far side to the near side. Now working her way around the 12-meter fan, launches it back to Grabowski. Grabowski gets some room to work, about 5 yards outside the fan. Now has it on the near wing. Now Grabowski launches it to Cole inside the 8-meter arc. That ball comes loose. Cole steps back out onto the near wing, trying to avoid pressure by McWethy. Cole now races towards the crease. That shot falls out of the cross. Battle for it as that pulled away by Kennedy. Kennedy goes underneath the goal line extended as whistle. There's going to be a yellow card for a slash. And McWethy will come off. And Pioneer will have the extra player in the offensive zone. So McWethy comes over to stand by the scores table. Kennedy to start off in along the just inside the end line on the far wing. 5:03 left to go here in the first under the lights here at the Michigan Lacrosse Stadium. Kennedy goes back behind the goal from the far side and the near side, trying to find Jimenez out in front. Kenzie grabs it right at the 12-meter fan, working her way around, cuts towards the crease, shot. Low shot, Yancey getting it, and that put in as a goal. And trying to make sure I get the proper number. That was Kennedy, number 7, who put it in for the goal. So Pioneer makes it 6-1 at 4:48.
Adriana Kennedy.
Chouet set. Substitutions coming in for Eisenhower. And Kenzie on the near wing as she is joined over there by Rios. Kosakevich in to take the draw versus Chouet. Grabowski on the right-hand side, and I believe that's McWethy over there. Polino poised to come in. Ball set for the draw, chopped up, is racing over. Excuse me, that was Tanous on that far wing. She has it into the offensive zone. Tanous racing ahead with it, floats it over. That just in front of the crease as Huffman trying to get to it. They're going to say that's covering the ball. And it's going to be a free position. She'll go to the circle underneath the goal line extended on the far wing. As that is Dunn who will start that off. Malloy watching her right at the goal line extended. Dunn moves it back over on the far wing to Rios. Rios trying to fire it out in front. That ball loose, plucked back up by Tanous. And grabbing it, Malloy for Pioneer. Malloy gets it over to Huffman. Huffman launches it all the way on the far wing. Chouet takes it off the tip of the cross. Battle for it. That's going to go over to Eisenhower. 6-1 Pioneer with the lead. 3:44 left to go. As they will have moved over Greenwood. And coming ahead, here comes Pioneer over the restraining line, racing ahead with it is Polino. Polino lofts it over on the far wing. That's stolen away by Rios. Rios back in her own defensive zone, trying to get it over to Horatis. Horatis lifts it ahead, that over to Kosakevich. Kosakevich coming ahead with it. Kosakevich, that ball checked out of the cross, but that will result in a free start for Kosakevich. Kosakevich getting it over to Rios on the near wing. Rios trying to make it over midfield. Whistle there as Rios will self-start back on her own side of midfield. Polino providing pressure. That ahead as McWethy launches it ahead, trying to get it back over to Dunn. That ball loose. on the ground, trying to rake it up. Won't settle down for Cole. Now that pulled away by McWethy. McWethy, the midfield area on the near wing. She fires it all the way over to Rios on the far wing. Rios working against Kennedy. Rios launches it over at Werbecki. Werbecki lofts it up in the air. There's a shot and a score. No goal, as that was a shot on the far side. As Werbecki will have the free position on the first hash on the right. Werbecki comes in, shoots, and that one is a goal. So that goal by number 12, Werbecki. And Eisenhower gets another goal, gets it back to a 4-goal lead at 1:57 left in the first. The Pioneers started off everything with a 5-goal run. Now Eisenhower, 2 of the last 3 goals. As Chouet again versus Kosakevich in for the draw. Good vocal crowd out here enjoying this fantastic stadium. Ball set between the crosses on their backsides. And you're supposed to try and get it straight up above the heads. Ball set, steps back. There's the whistle popped up right over Chouet's head. As Grabowski has it. Grabowski lofts it over to Kinsey. Kinsey racing over the restraining line. Kinsey coming down towards the 12-meter fan. Kinsey comes over on the near wing, cuts towards the crease. Kinsey with a shot and a goal. Number 4, Kinsey for Pioneer. Keeps Eisenhower from getting a goal run going of their own. And at 1:42, Pioneer puts it back to a 5-goal lead. 7-2, Pioneer with the lead.
Pioneer goal number 4, Lizzie Kinsey.
1 minute, 42 seconds left before halftime. Chouet and Kosakevich again battling for the draw in the center circle right into block A. A couple substitutions coming in. On the defensive side, Bills comes in for Eisenhower as they get set for the draw. Ball popped up high. Grabowski racing over, gets it. Grabowski over midfield. Grabowski cuts to her left. Now pressure coming. Grabowski heads towards the block M. Leaves it over on the near side to Jof. Jof launches it ahead. Coming down the near wing. Cole gets it over to Kinsey. Kinsey in the offensive zone. Kinsey heads towards the center of the field. As that looks like that's probably going to be a halo infraction. Kinsey self-starts around the 12-meter fan. Kinsey cuts towards the crease. Bounce shot. Oh, that just goes wide to the near side. And run out by Pioneer as Miranda has it. She'll start on the end line on the near wing with 57 seconds left to go in the first half. Miranda cuts over the goal line extended, now back underneath the goal line extended, going from the near side to the far side. Miranda tries to get above the goal line extended on that far wing. Miranda walled off. Now lofts it over to Polino, just out of her reach. Ground ball battle for it. As Polino in there, Chouet in there. Bills in there. That's going to come away as Kosakevich bringing it ahead for Eisenhower. Kosakevich trying to get around Chouet. Chouet tips the cross. That goes out, but that is a whistle, and that will maintain Eisenhower possession as Kosakevich has it in her own defensive zone. 15 seconds left to go. Kosakevich has that knocked away by Chouet. Chouet trying to rake it up. That ball loose in the midfield area. 8 seconds left before halftime. Grabowski has it on the near wing. 4 seconds left. Grabowski racing towards it. 1 second left. Lofts it over, and that will do it. Kinsey can't quite get this shot off, and that is halftime. So we would love to mention again all the wonderful sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. That includes Iris Dry Cleaning at 209 Fitness, Whitcomb Farms, LLC, Finn's Insurance, Crazy Wisdom Publications, Shirley Reddick, State Farm Insurance, Orange Theory Fitness, Kevin Devine Real Estate, Ann Arbor Rug and Cleaning Company, Palgon Tea, Hesselberg Chiropractics, Heidi Kucherelis Insurance, Anderson Paint Company, Ann Arbor Smiles, Stadium Hardware, Steve Service, Felix Rudberg of Real Estate One, Pear, Sperling, Egan and Daniels, Mathnasium, Blue Line Fitness, Steeper and Burst Orthodontics, Bank of Ann Arbor, The Right Touch, Burns Park Orthodontics, and BB Nails Salon. We'll play a few messages from the MHSAA. 4 minutes and 30 seconds counting down. You're watching Pioneer Women's Lacrosse, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the Health and Safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game?
Stop that for a second. I just want to, it is the moon rising over the light post to our right. Just a beautiful scene here. Gorgeous night out. It has been a cold couple weeks of spring here in Michigan. I'm colder some springs than I am in a hockey rink. But it is 57 degrees. Been wonderful. 30 seconds counting down. Pioneer has the 7-2 lead here at halftime, looking to add to that. As Eisenhower heads out onto the field. Again, this game was originally scheduled for tomorrow, Friday, moved to today. As coming up, we have a number of games next week. Including we'll have men's lacrosse versus Bedford at Hallway Field, as that is a 6 o'clock game on Monday. We should have softball, at 4 o'clock versus Monroe, doubleheader there on Monday. On Tuesday, we should have the women's varsity soccer game versus Lincoln, 7 o'clock from Hallway Field. Wednesday, we will have women's lacrosse versus Tecumseh. That is a 7:30 game at Hallway Field. We'll have the men's lacrosse game before that, as it will be men's lacrosse versus Chelsea at 5:30 and women's lacrosse versus Tecumseh at 7:30 on Wednesday. Shui in to take the draw. Pioneer going from left to right here in this second period. 25 minutes up on the clock. As looks like that's McWethy on the other side. Let's see if we can get the number. Or no, excuse me, that is Kosakevich. Ball set for the draw. Pops back. Grabowski grabs it out of midair. Grabowski around the center circle. Steps back to her own defensive zone. Gets it over to Daly. Daly coming down the near wing. Daly over to Shui. Shui into the offensive zone for Pioneer. Shui heading. Stops into the 12-meter fan. Inside the 8-meter arc. Shui now heads back out onto the far wing. Shui rakes it up. Shui comes down the far wing. Stops, heads back towards the restraining line. Ball loose. Trying to rake it up. Coming away with it is Ruvolo. Ruvolo fires it ahead. Coming in with it. Here comes Dunn. Dunn into the offensive zone for Eisenhower. Dunn trying to get around Malloy. Dunn goes underneath the goal line extended. Dunn now comes to the near side. Flips it over. Gets that over to Raynert. Raynert out along the 12-meter fan. Moves that back over to Kosakevich. Kosakevich steps right to the 12-meter fan. Now races towards the crease. Kosakevich with a shot and a score. Kosakevich for Eisenhower, number 6, starts the scoring. As Pioneer had the first 5 goals, and it has been back and forth. Eisenhower goal, Pioneer goal, Eisenhower goal, Pioneer goal, and now another Eisenhower goal. As back to a 4-goal lead for Pioneers, 7-3. As Eisenhower trying to make a goal run of their own. Kosakevich in to take the draw versus Shui. As McWethy on the near wing with Grabowski. Kinsey on the far wing. As over there, that looks like that is Raynert over on the far wing. Shui versus Kosakevich for the draw. Pops back. Rolls towards the restraining line for the Pioneer defense. As Grabowski trying to get to it, that is going to go over to Eisenhower. As that will be Pioneer's ball. As Grabowski has it. Grabowski. As we're Becky right in front of her, over to Daly. Daly coming down the near sideline. Daly launches ahead to Miranda. Miranda over the restraining line. Miranda coming down. Gets inside the 12-meter fan. Works her way around the 8-meter arc. Miranda now steps back out. Trying to head over onto the new air wing. Miranda gets it over to Shui. Shui 5 yards inside of the restraining line. Shui works out to the 8-meter arc. Now on the far wing. Steps all the way back on that far wing. Shui trying to avoid pressure by Kosakevich. She gets on that far sideline. Shui with the restart. Shui now launches it over to Kinsey. Kinsey races in, works her way around the 12-meter arc. Shot at a score by Kinsey. And again, we go back and forth. Pioneer answers back with the up from the Eisenhower goal. Number 4, Lindsay Kinsey puts it in at 22-37. Yes. That would be a hat trick for Kinsey, third goal of the game.
Goal, number 4, Lizzie Kinsey.
Chouet versus Kosakevich for the draw. As the fans urge everybody on here, good crowd under the lights at the Michigan Lacrosse Stadium. So they get the ball set between the backside of the crosses. As they'll have to redraw that as it did not get out of the cross as well. It does have to go straight up above the heads. And they're going to give that to Pioneer. Alternate possession to Pioneer as racing ahead into the offensive zone. Here comes Shui. Racing over, sends it, goal line extended over to Paulino, racing up. Paulino rakes it up. Paulino trying to get inside the 8-meter arc. Paulino with a shot, and Pioneer puts together a 2-goal run. Gigi Paulino puts it in at 22-03. Pioneer 9, Eisenhower 3. It's Pioneer looking to
Number 11, Gigi Paulino.
start a goal run here, trying to take control of the game. Eisenhower has tried to battle back. As Kosakevich versus Chouet in for the draw. Or nope, Kosakevich talking to the official. That's McWethy for the draw with Chouet. As Kosakevich gets an explanation from the official. I believe that was one of the incoming players brought in that question from the coach. Coach Messina. Ball set for the draw. Making sure the crosses are level. And there's the whistle popped up. McWethy gets it. McWethy back on her own side of midfield. McWethy launches it. That off the tip of the cross over on the far wing. Rivolo trying to get it. That goes out the far sideline. Pioneer ball as Whitcomb has it. Whitcomb launches it back over to Malloy. Malloy on her own defensive zone. Over to Daly. That just out of Daly's reach. Rolls over midfield as Kosakevich trying to get to it. That will be Pioneer's ball. Daly bringing it ahead. Daly gets it over to Grabowski. Grabowski on the near sideline. Back over. Here comes Miranda. As she goes down to the turf. And will be free position. Miranda will have it just outside the 12-meter fan. As McWethy 5 yards behind her. Coming in, Miranda cuts to her right. And goes underneath the goal line extended. Miranda launches it out in front. That grabbed by Yancey, who intercepted the pass, and whistle. Unsportsmanlike conduct to Kennedy and Rivolo. So they will take a seat as that is brought ahead down the far wing. As getting things set. Magus asking a question. Right now, Pioneer has the ball. Eisenhower saying it's their ball. As it will be Eisenhower ball in the midfield area towards the far side. Coming ahead with it, that's Kosakevich, and a whistle. As Kosakevich waiting for the official whistle. As two players put in the book, yellow cards for unsportsmanlike conduct. 20 minutes, 36 seconds left to go. Here in the second, 9-3, Pioneer with the lead. Eisenhower with the ball. Pioneers on a 2-goal run is over center. Kosakevich had it. That knocked away. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Whitcomb. Whitcomb launches it. Chouet trying to get to it. Pulling it away is Cole. Cole races over the restraining line. Cole into the offensive zone. Cole loses it. That raked up as Ruvolo has it. Ruvolo launches it ahead. That ball rolls ahead. Reinhardt trying to get to it. Still loose. Ground ball raked up by Jimenez. Jimenez into the offensive zone. Jimenez being walled off by Rivolo. Jimenez comes over onto the near wing. Whistle. And knocked away from behind. As Jimenez will have it. About 8 yards outside of the 12-meter fan. As the official comes over to the scorers table. $19:29 left to go here in the second. 9-3, Pioneer with the lead. Jimenez has it. And we'll start as soon as the whistle goes. There's the whistle. Jimenez on the near wing over to Grabowski. Grabowski trying to make her way. Set up, centered, now gets in the 8-meter arc. Grabowski spinning, shot, ooh, that just off the post. Kinsey trying to come in front. She shoots, and there's a whistle. There's charge. And at 19:05. As the officials talk things over. So clock stops at 18:53 as the officials get things sorted out. As plenty of action next week for Pioneer. Again, we will broadcast AFC Ann Arbor 7 o'clock. The women's squad starts off on Saturday. First game of the season at Hallway Field. Now Grabowski has it right on the 12-meter fan, centered up. And that is going to be Eisenhower ball. As they'll fire it out. Grab coming down the near wing is Rios. Rios. That ball loose. Grabowski has it. Grabowski coming down the near wing. Grabowski flips shoulders. Heads now underneath the goal line extended. Grabowski comes right back behind the goal from the near side to the far side. Grabowski trying to spin out. Fires it over to Kinsey. Kinsey with a whistle. Kinsey will have it on the center right hash for a free position on the 8-meter arc with 18:13 left to go. To her right is Drake. Kinsey with the shot that goes out. The end line closest to it Pioneer, 17:50 left to go here in the second. Pioneer up 9-3. As bringing that ball ahead, Miranda trying to get it over to Kinsey. Getting in the way was Rios. And a whistle. As the clock stops at 17:33. Substitutions coming in, racing over. There's a bounce shot by Kinsey, goes just over the crossbar. That is going to stay. Pioneer ball. As in along the end line, Polino has it. Polino trying to get above the goal line extended. Polino launches it. Grabowski with a shot that off the crossbar. Grabowski chasing it. Whistle. They're going to call a cover. As Pioneer will have it out on the 12-meter fan. Grabowski there with the restart. Grabowski takes a step to her left, trying to get around. Grabowski races in, bounce shot that got knocked down out in front. Battle for the ground ball. Whistle. That is going to go over to Eisenhower on the cover. Coming down the far wing. Eisenhower with it, as that was Horatis. Down on the near wing, bringing it ahead is Guzdow. Guzdow over on restraining line. Guzdow heads towards midfield. Guzdow over midfield. That tipped away from behind by Chouet. Chouet and Guzdow trying to get to it. That will be Pioneer's ball. As Guzdow pleads her case. Chouet will start about 5 yards inside the near sideline in the midfield area on the Pioneer side of midfield. 15:48 left to go. Chouet heading over. Chouet racing from the near side to the far side. Chouet launches it on that far wing. Kinsey has it. Kinsey going down the far sideline. Kinsey lifts it ahead. That over to Whitcomb. Whitcomb moves it over. Racing in is Cole. Cole coming around the 12-meter fan. Cole goes underneath the goal line extended. Cole back behind the crease. Cole goes above the goal line extended on the far wing. Cole stepping back. She goes outside the 12-meter arc, or 12-meter fan. Over to Kinsey. Kinsey. As that is going to be a whistle. As that is Bertucci, who has to go back behind Kinsey. And before the whistle, Bertucci tries to get a quick start to knock it away. Coming in, Kinsey over onto the near wing. Gets it over to Jimenez. Over now. Cole trying to race in. Coming from the far side and near side. Ball came out. Cole will have it on the left, center left hash. For a free position, just to her right is Rios. Back behind her is Horatis. Lofted over, shot by Kinsey and a score. Kinsey got it from Cole, and Pioneer puts together a 3-goal run. And at 14-10. 10-3 Pioneer with the lead. Number 4, Lizzie Kinsey with the goal.
Pioneer goal, number 4, Lizzie Kinsey. Assist to number 21, Bella Cole.
That is Kinsey's 4th goal of the game. Chouet continues in the center circle for the draw. Kosakevich in there with her. Kinsey on the right-hand side of the center circle, joined by Guzdow. Grabowski on the left-hand side. She's over there with McWethy. Ball set for the draw. Popped up. Shui trying to get to it. Kinsey battling. Kinsey comes away with it. Kinsey. And tipped away by McWethy from behind. McWethy on the far sideline, just their own defensive zone. And moved over to Caitlin Gray. Battle for it on that far sideline. Caitlin Gray with it. She launches it over. Pulling it, Haratis. Sends it back over to Yancey. Yancey outside of her crease. Lofts it, and that knocked away by Cole. Cole coming over on the near wing for Pioneer. Cole racing down the near sideline. Cole goes underneath the goal line extended. Cole going from the near side to the far side, back behind the crease. Cole lofts it as she got it over to Kinsey, but a whistle. Kinsey will have it on the first hash on the right. On the 8-meter arc, free position for Pioneer. 13:05 left to go here in the second. 10-3. Pioneer looking to add more. Bounce shot by Kinsey, and she's at the magic 5 number of goals. Kinsey puts in the free position at 12:57. And Pioneer now has a 4-goal run after Eisenhower scored the first goal of this half.
Pioneer goal, number 4, Lizzie Kinsey.
8-goal lead for Pioneer, 11-3. Pioneer trying to put together, they've won 3 of the last, excuse me, that's Eisenhower. They've won 4 of the last 5, trying to make it 5 of the last 6. Coming into some big games next week. Shui right in the center circle for the draw. McWethy on the other side. Ball set between the crosses. There's the whistle popped up. It's back over McWethy's head. Shui trying to get to it. Kinsey comes away with it. Kinsey coming down. Far wing now comes to the center of the field. Gets it over to Cole. Cole trying to avoid pressure into the offensive zone. Cole races in. Lofts it over to Miranda. Miranda underneath the goal line extended, going from the near side to the far side. Miranda just underneath the goal line extended. That tipped away. Trying to pull it back. Miranda has it as Ruvolo providing heavy pressure. 12:22 left to go here in the second. As lofted ahead, grabbing it. Here comes Jimenez. Jimenez works her way inside the 12-meter fan, inside the 8-meter arc, going from the near side to the far side to the near side. Jimenez underneath the goal line extended. That tipped away. McWethy hops it away, whistle, and they're going to say it was tipped. Pioneer ball. Launched over on the far wing. Kinsey trying to spin away. They're going to put Guzdow 5 yards behind her. Kinsey will start back on the 12-meter fan on that far side of the field. Kinsey races towards the crease, and they'll have her restart. 11:32 left to go. Kinsey races forward, now ducks away. Gets that over to Grabowski. Grabowski gets inside the 12-meter fan. Grabowski trying to shake pressure from Guzdow. Launched over the center, ground ball. Trying to pull that away was Cole and Shui, that whistle. That is going to go over, a crease violation. As Yancey launches it all the way towards midfield, that will be trying to grab it on a hop right on the far sideline. Ground ball battle. McWethy trying to get to it. That was back over there as well was Rebecca. Pioneer launches it ahead into the offensive zone. Kinsey about 10 yards inside of the restraining line, comes back. Kinsey Now cuts inside the 12-meter fan, inside the 8-meter arc. Whistle. Shooting space foul. 10:25 left to go. As center, that will be free position at the center hash. Kinsey with it. Kinsey bounce shot it in. Pioneer extends the lead to 12-3. And at 10:04. Shue heads to the center circle.
4, E.G. Kag.
McWethian to take the draw versus Shue. Both sides cheering on their team. Eisenhower fans trying to will their team to a big goal run of their own. Popped up as McWethy has it. McWethy launches it on the far wing. And brought ahead by Rios. Rios racing from the far side and the near side, walled off by Malloy. Grabowski knocking it out of the cross, but that will be a start by Rios. Rios trying to avoid Kennedy, lofts it ahead. That just off the tip of the cross, trying to get it over to Werbecki. Werbecki will have it on the far sideline. Werbecki on that far wing. Cole watching her. That launched over to Ruvolo. Ruvolo loses it. And rake it up and coming in. Racing in was McWethy. McWethy with the free position. She'll have it on the first hash on the left. McWethy waiting for the whistle. Comes in. Shot. And McWethy with the goal. That stops a 5-goal run by Pioneer. As Eisenhower scores at 8:54, number 22 McWethy puts it in. And now it's 12-4, and back to an 8-goal lead for Pioneer. McWethy again in for the draw versus Shue.
Jennifer McWethy.
Grabowski on the near wing with Guzdow. On the far wing is Ruvolo as well as Kinsey. Ball getting set for the draw. As they get the ball set. Popped up high, trying to pull it away. McWethy has it. McWethy trying to get put together a 2-goal run. Ruvolo picking it up on the block M, gets it back over to McWethy. McWethy grabs it on a hop. Fires it over on the far wing. Bringing it down is Werbecki. Werbecki has that just on that far side. Shue watching her. Werbecki trying to get past Shue and Grabowski. Gets it back to Ruvolo. Ruvolo trying to work her way towards the 12-meter fan. She launches that over to Guzdow. Guzdow now centered up. She loses an edge. That is going to be infraction against Pioneer. As Guzdow will take it, launch it back over on the far wing. That over to Werbecki. Shot in the middle, knocked down by Whitcomb. That will be Pioneer's ball. Whitcomb fires it ahead to Cole. Cole on the near wing, trying to avoid pressure, launches it. Here comes Pioneer. Grabowski has it over midfield. Grabowski down on the near side of the field. Grabowski into the offensive zone. Grabowski goes inside the 12-meter fan, inside the 8-meter arc, stops, spins, Now steps back, gets a little bit of room, goes underneath the goal line extended. 7:30 left to go here in the second. Pioneer up 12-4. Launched out in front, shot, low shot by Kinsey. That got blocked. Battle for it, ground ball battle. Grabowski comes away with it, trying to battle back there with Bills. And launched up high to Malloy. Malloy gets inside the 8-meter arc. Malloy coming in. Malloy shoots it. And a score. Malloy answers back and puts Pioneer on the board again. At 7:03, number 1 Malloy.
Pioneer goal, number 1, Ellie Malloy.
7:03 left to go here in the second. 13-4. Pioneer takes a 9-goal lead. McWethy in to take the draw. Shuey on the other side. Rivolo on the right-hand side of the center circle with Kinsey. Grabowski on the left-hand side with Guzdow. Getting set for the draw. Good to see a number of the Pioneer men's lacrosse players cheering on down to the right. We appreciate them hanging out. Always love to see other teams cheering on their fellow Pioneer athletes out there. As the Eagle fans urging their team on, they have Let's Go Eagles chant. Popped up, Shuey gets it bounced down, trying to pull it ahead. Grabowski trying to get to it, still on the ground. Shuey comes away with it. Shuey over center. Shuey runs over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Shuey inside the 12-meter fan, cuts to her left, works her way underneath the goal line extended. Shuey directly behind the goal. Fires it out in front. Grabowski hits the upper left-hand corner and in. Grabowski from Shuey, and Pioneer makes it 14-4. And at 6:25, Grabowski from Shuey.
Pioneer goal, number 5, Grace Grabowski. Assist by number 12, Cindy Shuey.
Shuey in to take the draw versus McWethy. Jove comes in for Pioneer on the defensive side, giving Daly a breather. .555 and counting ball. Set between the crosses. Now they'll get it set again. Popped up. Grabowski moves it over, rakes it up. Grabowski has it just outside of her own defensive zone. Ahead to Shuey. Shuey over center. Shuey coming down over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Shuey races in, cuts to her left. Now Shuey goes back underneath the goal line extended. And it's knocked away out of her stick, out the end line. Good job by Rivolo to dispossess Shuey. That will be an Eisenhower ball with 5 minutes left to go here in the second. And launched ahead to Yancey. Yancey lofts it all the way down on the far wing, trying to get it moved over to Rios. Ball grabbed. Rios has it. Rios trying to get out of her own defensive zone. That lofted over. McWethy grabs it just over her own restraining line. Over down on the far wing. And it's sent ahead to Sturza. Sturza lofts it ahead. Now racing down, coming in. Trying to get in there is Dunn. And bounce back over to McWethy. McWethy on the far wing. McWethy spinning with it inside the 12-meter fan. Now steps back outside the 12-meter fan, being marked by Luna. McWethy Stutter step, spins inside the 8-meter arc, shot, and a goal. McWethy gets it back to a 9-goal lead for Pioneer as Eisenhower cuts into the lead. Number 22, McWethy, puts it in at 4:03. Well, no matter the score, Eisenhower continues to battle.
Jennifer McWetty.
4 minutes, 3 seconds left to go here in the second. Shui in to take the draw. On the other side is Sturza. Grabowski on the near wing, joined over there by Goosedale. Miranda on the far wing. Over there with her is Greenwood. As they get the ball set for the draw. Ball popped up. Shui races over, rakes it up. Shui has it. Goes over midfield, coming down the far wing. Shui gets it over to Miranda, over the restraining line. Miranda heads towards the middle of the field, over to Malloy. Malloy gets it on the hop. Malloy cuts to her left, bounce pass, and in. Malloy scores. As Malloy, her second goal for Pioneer of the day, that at 3:37. And Pioneer back to a 10-goal lead. As the clock now continues to run, 3:22 and counting. As they're going to keep Sturza in to take the draw versus Shui. Kosakevich comes back in. She'll be on the right-hand side of the center circle with Miranda. Grabowski joined by Rios on the left-hand side of the center circle. Ball set. Yeah, almost. Now looks like the ball is set. Steps away. There's the whistle popped up back, grabbed. Coming ahead with it, Kosakevich with it, Kosakevich. Into the offensive zone, Kosakevich racing ahead with it, Kosakevich trying to get inside. The 8-meter arc now outside the 12-meter fan, Kosakevich. All right, centered up on the 8-meter fan, or 12-meter arc. Now Kosakevich in, shot, score, back to a 9-goal lead. Clock stops at 2:13. As Kosakevich answers back, and we're back to a Pioneer goal, Eisenhower goal, Pioneer goal, Eisenhower goal. Shui in versus Sturza. Now McWethy will come in to take the draw versus Shui. As Journey gets the fans singing out here, as it normally does, especially in this area. Ball set for the draw. 2:13 left to go, 15-6. Pioneer with the lead. Ball raked up by Grabowski. Grabowski over on that far wing, avoiding pressure, gets it over to Miranda. Miranda over the restraining line. Miranda gets it over Malloy, racing to get it on the near wing. Malloy heads towards the goal line extended. Malloy underneath the goal line extended, being marked there by Hunter. Malloy goes back, trying to get over the goal line extended on the far wing. Shot, and Malloy has herself a hat trick as Malloy puts it back to a 10-goal lead, 16-6. That at 1:38. Clock continues to count with the 10-goal differential underneath 1 minute 30 seconds to go. 16-6, Pioneer with the lead. Pioneer really trying to get on the winning ways just at the right time, coming towards the end of the season. as the team is looking better and better. As Kinsey in for the draw now. There's 1 minute left to go here in the second. McWethy versus Kinsey for the draw. Shaway gets a break. As it counts down. 45 seconds left to go. That ball pops over, grabbed out of midair. Coming over with it is Grabowski. Grabowski over the restraining line. 38 seconds left to go. Grabowski rakes it back up, coming down on the near wing. 33 seconds left to go. Grabowski cuts towards the center of the field. Changes arms, coming over. Grabowski has that knocked away, but a whistle. 24 seconds left to go. Grabowski has it on a restart just outside the 12-meter fan with 15 seconds left to go. Grabowski on the near wing, 12 seconds left to go. Grabowski not in any hurry, under 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 6 seconds. Whistle and a yellow card. And that will do it as Pioneer wins. Pioneer wins with a score of 16-6. Over Eisenhower. Appreciate Eisenhower coming and changing their schedule and coming out so we could have this game here at this fantastic Michigan Lacrosse Stadium. So we appreciate that and hope they have a fantastic rest of the season. We will be back since the women's lacrosse game was changed from yesterday to today. We will be off tomorrow. We'll be back again 7 o'clock from Hallway Field on Saturday. AFC Ann Arbor's women's squad will play, and we will have that on 11 Sports. For my camera person, James Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you so much for supporting these athletes, these wonderful teams. Thank you, and have a great night.